Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I am Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman. In this video, we're going to recap the practice period that I had for the 2024 Champions Tour Championship Tournament on Lake Minnewaska. This is in Minnesota. This is a Minnesota tour. So the way they set up the rules for this practice period was we got to practice one day where we could fish from 7 till 4. And then the following day, which is the day we had registration, the day we had a banquet, which is today, Monday. So today we got to we couldn't have any fishing rods on the boat. We could have them in a rod locker, but we couldn't fish. Not allowed to fish, but we were allowed to scan and use underwater cameras, however you wanted to do it. But we're allowed to do that from 7 until noon today, which is a very interesting practice period, because when you're that focused on scanning, like I was today, basically I used most of my time with the forward sonar. I just dropped it down on places where I wanted to check, and just did a lot of looking like that. But what's interesting is you just don't know what you're looking at sometimes. You know, is that a couple of random walleyes, or is that a couple of random bass, or what is it? You know, I can tell the difference between little sunfish. I can tell the difference between big carp, but those in-between sizes, big crappies, they look like scoreable bass. Scoreable bass in our championships tournament tomorrow is going to be 1 pound. So certainly there's plenty of 1 pound crappies around. So that is the kind of the wild card. Experience with forward sonar is what gives you the best way. I mean, it's just experience is what matters for that. That's how you best are able to determine what you're looking at. No, I don't think anybody's 100% certain what they're looking at. I know I'm not. I mean, when I have a rod in hand and I throw at stuff, a lot of times I'm throwing at stuff that's not a bass. So, but I'm getting better and better and better at telling the difference. But by no means am I 100% certain, not even 90% certain. So anyways, that was our practice period. So how did it go? Kind of hit and miss is what it was. I did find a place. Well, first of all, this lake reminds me of Lake Toho in Florida in a way, because Toho is just a lot of silted flat, no contours, and just random weed patches all over the place. And that's what this lake has become, because it's a shallower lake. And with the introduction of, it'd be the accidental introduction of zebra mussels years back, the water clarity is cleared up, which allows the weed growth to grow, grow at a deeper depth, because there's more sunlight penetration with clearer water. And with this lake, because it's shallow, you end up having a lot of weed growth just on silty, plain, flat bottom in the middle of the lake. So it kind of reminds me that way. So what you get is so you'll have random schools of fish just chasing bait out here. And so you do have largemouth and smallmouth out here, by the way. Probably largemouth are by far the most numerous. However, the smallmouths, you can have some really big smallmouths out here. So, but they're not near as numerous. The winter is going to have just about all largemouth, I would imagine. But who knows? I mean, by no means am I any expert on this lake, because this is the second tournament I've ever fished here. So, with that being said, my strategy, which I'll get into in the wrap-up video, but my practice was hit and miss. That's what I'll say. I got high hopes in one aspect of it, but not so high hopes. I am going to have some of the waypoints that I plotted in today when I could only sonar fish. I'm hoping some of those pan out to be largemouth largemouth spots, but I'm not sure. I am not sure, because the day before when we could fish, us throwing at similar things and they weren't biting at all. And but when I did get around the bass on the day we could fish, you know, they would bite. So that tells me I was throwing at something that wasn't a bass. And so I don't know if they're big crappies or what, or big sunfish. I really don't know. They just wouldn't pull the trigger on my bait. That's all I know. So how many anglers? There's 32 anglers, and we're fishing for a brand new boat motor trailer from Skeeter, so that's pretty cool. The guy that's won like the last 4 out of 5 of these championships, his name is Noah Schultz, and I think every angler in this field has tried their damnedest to make sure that they themselves will win, just so we can keep Noah out of the winner's circle at least one more time. At least this one time. So at least that's my mentality, which I had the same mentality last year at this championship. And lo and behold, guess who won the boat motor trailer? Noah Schultz. So congrats to Noah. And he's a very nice guy. He's very nice to me. But I just can't. Hopefully one of us wins. One of us other anglers. And if he wins it, that's cool. But we're gunning for him. That's for sure. All right. What else? That's, let's just wrap it up there. The blast off's at like 7, where there's a morning session and the afternoon session. So we fish 7 till 11, have a 1-hour lunch where we all report back to takeoff, and then we have noon till 4 for an afternoon session. The lake is split. Anglers got to pick which side of the lake they started on, and as it turns out, half the anglers picked what would be the north section, and the other half picked the south section. There was a line drawn by tournament director Paul Newman, basically from east to west along the length of the lake. It's kind of, the lake looks kind of like looks like a fat pickle shape. So if that helps visualize that. Moving on. Next, I would have to say, yeah, that's all I really got to say. So there's hope that I could win. There is hope that I could win. I am going to have to find fish that I haven't found yet. I've got some fish found. Hopefully I have that, have those to myself. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyways, that's enough for this video. Thanks for watching. Over and